Bashar al-Assad, father of Hafiz, was torched in his hometown with rebel fighters in fatigues and young men watching it burn. Details of these are coming your way soon. Do stay with us. Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now details of the news. President Bola Tinubu welcomed German President Frank Walster Steinmeier to the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja on Wednesday morning. Steinmeier, who arrived in Abuja on Tuesday evening, met the president at the forecourt of the villa at about 11:06 on Wednesday. He is accompanied by a business delegation of CEOs and high-ranking board members of some Germany's most successful companies in the field of IT, high-tech and energy. Upon his arrival, the German leader was greeted with his country's anthem and the Nigerian anthem, followed by an inspection of the Guard of Honor mounted by the Presidential Brigade of Guards. After the 21-gun salute, Tinubu led Steinmeier into his office for closed-door talks. In a statement on Monday, the German embassy said Steinmeier will meet with Tinubu as well as with the President of the Commission of Economic Community of West African States, Dr. Aliyu Ture. He will then proceed to Lagos, where he will engage with business representatives, visit a startup hub, and meet with members of Nigeria's cultural sector and civil society, like Dr. Nike Okundai and Professor Wole Soyinka. Nigerians were on Wednesday plunged into darkness following another collapse of the national power grid. Since January 2024 to date, the grid has collapsed 11 times. Within 1 week in October, the grid collapsed 3 times when its attendant blackout sparking reactions from Nigerians. A tweet via the now official national grid confirmed that the grid collapsed at about 2:09 p.m. on Wednesday. The grid setback has occurred and the restoration is to commence, the tweet read. Now joining us to talk about the issue of consistent grid collapse in Nigeria, we have Engineer Felix Olu FNIEEE, President, Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us at this time. Alright, if you can hear me, the national grid has collapsed for the 12th time this year. How much more should Nigeria expect in the nearest future? Okay, since we do not have him at this time, now moving on to other stories. The Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport NAIA Abuja has been temporarily shut following an incident involving an Allied Air flight. The aircraft reportedly experienced a tire burst after the aircraft landed on the Abuja airport on Wednesday. The aircraft is reportedly stuck near the runway after skidding off, forcing the airport to be shut, pending when the plane will be towed. A source at the NAIA who spoke to newsmen said they are still at the airside at the moment where the incident happened and efforts are ongoing to reopen the runway. The incident was said to have caused significant disruption, with several departures delayed as authorities worked to clear the affected runway. However, there was no injuries to the passengers, even as emergency officials are on site. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, confirmed the incident in a statement by its Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiageli Ora. The Nigerian Senate has declared the Edo Central Senatorial District seat vacant following the election of Senator Monday Okpebholo as Governor of Edo State. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, made the declaration during a valedictory session held in honor of Okpebholo and urged Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to organize elections promptly to fill the vacant seat. Correspondent Kolojo reports that during the session, senators took turn to congratulate the new governor of Edo State, describing him as a good ambassador of the National Assembly.
Has been appreciated by the people of Edo State. He's a man of honor, someone that doesn't talk much, but full of action, Man of few words but action. Yes. He changed everything in that committee. The committee became very, very, very active.
Election. I want to advise His Excellency to continue along this line. You will never regret when you keep to your words. You will never regret when you take a position knowing that your position is correct.
Senator Shomole particularly noted that the governor has in a short period made appointments that will help shape the economy of the state, started projects to improve infrastructure that have been abandoned for years, and done well to instill the respect of traditional rulers.
Mr. President said, we in Edo State, we are so happy. I can go home now without fear. And in 1 month, exactly 1 month, he was sworn in on the 12th of November, and today is 11th of December, exactly 29 days or 30 days. He has gone in history as one of the first governors who order 1 week started making appointments of men and women who will help to shape the economy and the social life of Edo State.
Responding, Senator Pebolo thanked the Senate for their support during his election, saying he will do his best to contribute not just to the economy of Edo, but the country at large.
Shared bond that goes beyond politics. Your unwavering support and wise counsel have been enviable. And I know I can always count on you. Otherwise, as I take on my new responsibility.
In a remark, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, declares the Pebolo seat vacant, while notifying the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure Edo Central is represented in the upper legislative chamber.
Declaration of vacancy, Edo Central Senatorial District. The body of this letter refers: I write to bring to your attention, pursuant to paragraph D of section 68 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, that the seat of Senator Monday Pebolo, representing Edo Central Senatorial District, has become vacant.
The House of Representatives has mandated its committees on custom and excise as well as defense to investigate the Nigerian Customs Service over smuggling activities, allegation of complicity, and incidents of brutality. The committees are to assess the role of military personnel in customs patrol and recommend measures to enhance accountability and efficiency within 6 weeks. The resolution followed the motion by Honorable Ceci Wingan, who cited an investigative report revealing mass smuggling of 2,000 cars and 6,500,000 kilograms of rice through Badagry, allegedly under the watch of customs officers.
The House is aware that smuggling has severe economic consequences, including undermining local industries, reducing government revenue, promoting unfair trade practices, and flooding markets with substandard and potentially harmful products. The House is further aware that the actions of some officers within the Nigerian Customs Service contravene its core mandate, erode public trust, and raise concerns about oversight of joint security operations involving military personnel.
In a separate motion, Honorable Billy Usawiro raised concern about one-chance criminal activities in the FCT, where victims are hypnotized, robbed, assaulted, and abandoned. The House urged the Inspector General of Police and security agencies to end surveillance and apprehend culprits. It also mandated banks and fintech operators to cooperate in tracing fraudulent accounts and assisting victims promptly.
That the victims of this despicable act bank account used for this criminal purpose seem to be difficult to track or trace due to lack of synergy between the security agencies and the banks, and also the bank's unwillingness to help customers and do proper investigation on their own with the excuses of waiting for police extract or affidavit or other requirements that could be frustrating, coupled with the money involved in the process which the victims whose money were stolen may no longer can afford.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with thoughts on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with thoughts on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. As part of the mandate of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, to clamp down on illegal activities in the Nigerian maritime space, the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Delta have handed over a seized barge and 2 petroleum tankers laden with suspected stolen products sold to operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Our correspondent, Dele Fasson, completes the story.
The seized barge, Christine Ogenekome, which was paraded at the Nigerian Navy jetty in Warri, and the trucks were said to have been arrested at Newa Jetty on November 7, 2024 by the Special Forces of the NNS Delta while on gunboat patrol. Briefing newsmen on top of the seized barge, the commander NNS Delta, Commodore Abba Musin, who was represented by the NNS Delta Executive Officer, Commander Ayi Ashibong, said the arrests were made through credible intelligence gathering.
Okay. Based on credible intelligence on Thursday, 7th November 2024, the Nigerian Navy ship Delta gunboats intercepted and arrested a barge and 2 trucks suspected to be carrying stolen crude oil at Newa Jetty. Our primary objective is to apprehend those who conduct crude oil-related illegal activities. If you don't change, we shall unleash our ruthless operations team on you and rid you out of Delta State.
Speaking further, he stressed that the exercise is in line with the ongoing Operations Delta Sanity and Delta Safe.
Again, one among other series of actions in support of Operation Delta Sanity of the Nigerian Navy and Operation Delta Safe of Defense Headquarters. As part of Navy's Coast Guard function in nation building, we remain resolute in freeing our areas of operations from all forms of illegal oil theft and related criminalities. We thank all government agencies that support our operations, as well as the whole of good society in Delta State, whose contributions to our efforts have been excellent. Thank you.
The arrest of this barge, no doubt, will send a strong signal to those doing criminal activities in these waterways that is no longer business as usual. Unlike the words of the Chief of the Naval Staff, the Nigerian Navy will not relent until criminal activities is brought to the barest minimum level in the Niger Delta territorial waters. From the Escravos waterways in Warri, Dele Fasson reporting for Galaxy TV News.
And now we have to join us on the previously discussed topic of grid collapse. We have Engineer Felix Olu, FNIEEE, the President of Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us at this time at Galaxy TV.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Alright, so the national grid has collapsed for the 12th time this year. How much more should Nigerians expect in the nearest future?
Thank you. I actually need to say that there is no guarantee right now that we will not still have some more grid collapse. Technically, we call it grid disturbances because there's quite a number of things that need to be put in place that are yet to be done. As a professional body, we sometimes within the year put our position to the government. And when we saw that we were not being invited for the discussion, we had to make it public. So we are assessing what is being done right now. And as far as we are concerned, presently there is no guarantee that we will still not have some more grid collapses.
What do you think could be done to address this challenge frontally, because it has happened one too many times already?
Yes, actually there have been so many recommendations that have been made to government by various stakeholders. Let's bear in mind that the challenge we are facing is not only technical. There are political angles of it, there are economic angle, and now we are being introduced to a new angle of the problem, which is security. So, unfortunately, because the population is increasing, the world is becoming more of a global village, the demand is increasing by the day. But unfortunately, the measures that are supposed to be taken to make the grid more stable and more qualitative are yet to be done. So, I think the best thing to do right now is that I think government probably will have to admit that it has not been able to solve that problem and call a conference of all stakeholders to draw out an implementable program that will be monitored by all stakeholders to ensure that no matter the government that is in office, that drawn out implementable procedure or program will have to be adhered to. The problem we are facing now is independent of parties, independent of government, is independent of no matter where anybody stands, we are all in it. So we have to implement that program transparently, persistently, and with political will. So to us, there's need to call a conference of all stakeholders. The ministry, as we know, has been having meetings with various people, but I probably would have to say that as a professional body, we have approached to make our contribution severally, but no meeting or conference has been put together where we are invited to air our own view as professionals. So I think the most important thing now is to let all stakeholders come to a table and then agreeably implement something that is all encompassing. That's our thinking.
Okay, all right. So very quickly before we let you go, the federal government have mentioned that in the past the grid collapse was caused by vandalism, old equipment, and with this, with the government's body language, is there any sign that this might end anytime soon? Since they've been able to identify the problem, but still we have still not seen any changes. So do you think there might be any end in sight?
Well, it's unfortunate. The problem we are having has been with us for a very long time, and there is no single solution that is going to address everything at a go. So the earlier we start from what they usually call the low-hanging fruits, the better. If when the current Minister of Power resumed, Our institute, we presented to him some tips and some low-hanging fruit methodologies that probably he can use to begin to solve the problem. We have not seen any of them being implemented for now. So we believe within the next 6 months, if some of those quick impacting solutions are implemented, we believe Nigeria should begin to, at least what we are generating right now, we should be able to begin to deliver effectively at a better percentage to Nigerians and consumers. So in our own thinking, it's not late. It's still possible within the next 6 months to begin to have a steady power supply, even though the demand is not in any way proportionate to the power that we are able to wield to Nigerians based on a lot of factors that are still inherent in our system. But we believe that it's not all bad news if some things are done properly, especially the things we have identified, which majorly includes acquisition of data of the facts on ground, and from there they begin to take off the challenges one after the other. We believe within the next 6 months, Nigerians should be able to have steady power supply.
All right, we really thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the subject we have at hand. Thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy TV News.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, Engineer Felix Olu, FNIEEE, President, Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, NIEEE. Now we move over to the international desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the foreign news. The tomb of ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's father Hafiz was touched in his hometown of Qad'aha. Footage taken on Wednesday showed with rebel fighters in fatigues and young men watching it burn. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitor told newsmen that the rebels had set fire to the mausoleum located in a Latakia headland of Assad's Alawite community. Footage showed part of the mausoleum ablaze and damaged. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said Wednesday that the weakening of the anti-Israel resistance after the ouster of Bashar al-Assad in Syria will not diminish Tehran's power. Some unaware of the meaning of resistance imagine that when the resistance becomes weak, Islamic Iran will also become weak. Iran is strong and powerful and will become even more powerful, Khamenei said in his first speech after Assad's fall. Syrian rebels' lightning push to Damascus from the stronghold in the northwest ended the decade-long rule of Assad's family, once an ally of Tehran. Assad had long played a strategic role in Iran's anti-Israel axis of resistance, particularly in facilitating the supply of weapons to Tehran's ally Hezbollah in neighboring Lebanon.
And that's it for now, but do join us at 9 p.m. for our prime time news. My name is Iribani Salako. See you at 9.